Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you 15 ways to get rich and stay rich in Bloxburg. So as you can see, myself, I am a rich player in the game. This is my main house here which I stay in, and the value of this is 1.7 million. And as you can see down in the bank, I've got 119,000. So I'm going to show you how I got rich and how you can get rich too. So the first tip is probably obvious to most of you guys, but it is to make a mood station. Now, as you can see, I've placed my mood station right at the back of my plot, and it's really close to Pizza Planet. Now, if you didn't know, in Bloxburg, if your moods are high, then you earn way more money. I think it's like 33% more money or something. And basically what a mood station is a little room which has a bed, a bath, a fridge and a TV on it. And what you do is you just sit in the bath, watch some TV and eat food at the same time. And all of your moods will be going up before working. And while you're working, you can also drive into here and get your moods up that way as well. Okay, now I know I just told you to build a mood station, but my second tip is do not build your mood station at the front of your massive house. The benefit of building a mood station on a separate plot is the bills are going to be like $5. If you're working on a plot that has a massive house on it, then your bills are going to be like $5,000. And if you're working for, let's say, an hour, your bills are going to come a couple of times, maybe even a few times. And that's $15,000 of your working earnings just gone like that. So make sure to avoid building your mood stations on plots that have big builds on them, and just build them at the back of an empty plot instead. Now guys, this next tip has saved me so much money over the years. So, do you ever find yourself, for example, if you're colouring windows and you want all your windows to be this white colour, white inside and white outside. So rather than placing all of these windows down individually and then recolouring each of them, which by the way, it costs $10 for each window, and you can see how many windows I have on just the front of this house. What you're going to want to do is simply press the clone tool, which is this tool down here. Press the window and you're going to be able to just duplicate all of these newly coloured windows, and it costs exactly the same as if you were to duplicate this one over here. You don't get charged for the painting of the windows, and you can obviously do this with any object you want to copy and paste a lot rather than individually paying for the paint on each one. Just clone one painted object, and I've got around 200 windows on this property, so that's already saved me over $2,000 just on windows alone. So imagine you have just finished work and you've just ended your shift, and then you get home and the first thing that you want to do is go right into build mode, go into the most expensive section and start buying all the most expensive decorations for your house, like this $6,000 oven, this $5,000 bath. That is not what you should be doing. Instead, before you go spending all the money you've just spent ages working for, you should be planning what you're going to spend your money on and making sure you have extra. So for example, if you've finished building the outside of your house, obviously it might not be as big as this house here, you're going to want to plan what rooms you're going to do next and about the budget you want to spend. So for example, maybe $20,000 a room. So if you're working for one room, maybe go and make around $40,000 so you have the $20K to spend on the bedroom and a spare $20,000. And then if you did this 5 times and did all 5 bedrooms in your house, then by the end you would have $100,000 spare just from that extra bit that you saved over. I know that's a very specific example, but it's just if you're working for anything, always work for a little bit extra. So the same thing would apply if you were working for your dream car. Let's say you really wanted to save up for the Jeep, and the Jeep is $90,000, and you're not going to work for just that $90,000. You're going to work for, let's say, $120,000. This way, you are not going to have $0 after you've bought the car of your dreams, because you might have an expensive car, but you'll have no money in the bank and nothing to spend it on. Now, another tip is, do not ever be tempted to go and buy money on Bloxburg. It is so expensive. 700 Robux for $50,000. That is a joke. 800 Robux is like £10 or like $8. You're telling me you're going to spend $8 on an amount of money that you could earn in 25 minutes? What you should be doing instead, if you really want to spend some money on the game, is buy game passes that will help you build or work, because they're only about 400 Robux each, so already half of that. Or go and buy some Bloxbucks, because as you can see, you can get 2,500 Bloxbucks for that same amount, and this way you can get some really cool items in the game which you can't work for. And you could use this Bloxbucks to boost your moods while you're working. It's just, never buy money in the game. It is so silly to do, as it's just wasting all of your Robux and your real life money. So my next tip is to set an amount of money that you never want to go under in the game. This could be $10,000, $100,000, or even $1 million if you're super rich. I've chosen 100,000 and I try to stick to this all the time. I never like to let my money go below 100,000 because one, it just makes me feel like if I really needed to buy something, for example if an update came out with a bunch of new items, I wouldn't be able to afford them. And honestly, it's really easy not to go under that. If you just treat your number as if that's $0, then you just won't go under it. Obviously, if an update does come out or you really want to buy something, then you can spend that money, but you've got to go and earn it back straight away, because otherwise you're just defeating the whole purpose of having that goal. So the next tip is, anytime you're feeling bored or really motivated to go and work in Bloxburg, go ahead and just take yourself to work. You shouldn't feel like you should only work when you have no money, because that way you're just always going to stay poor, because you're only going to work when you need money, and obviously you need the money to buy something, so you're going to work, spend that money immediately and be back down to zero. You're never going to stay rich. And the tip to stay rich is just to constantly work whenever you're motivated, and you will just find yourself always having money spare. Okay, so this next tip may seem obvious, but do not trade money in Bloxburg. And also, along with this one, do not scam people in Bloxburg for money. Both of these things are so silly to do, they'll probably get you banned off the game, and they're just not nice things to do. And not only that, they are so slow. It would be much quicker just to go out and make money rather than even trying to trade money or scam someone. So I know you probably wouldn't do this anyway, but I'm just pointing it out there. Do not ever do this to try and make money. It's just a waste of time and not a very nice thing to do. And along with that, don't ever lend your friends money in Bloxburg, guys, because let's be real, unless they're a really reliable friend, you are never getting that 50,000 back that you lent them for their new car. Just earn money for you and just spend it on yourself. And my last tip for the video is, do not rely on your hotel or your cafe to make money and become a rich millionaire. Making hotels and cafes are so fun, and I'm not here to tell you not to make them, because if you're making them to have a fun role play, it is just the funnest thing ever. But trying to make a job out of your hotel or cafe is just so ineffective. If you've got a cafe, you can't really charge more than $50 for an item, and if you're in a regular server, you can't have that many people come to your cafe either. And hotels, you might be thinking, well, I can charge a few thousand for a room. Yeah, you can, but again, say only 2 people come to your hotel and you make $4,000. Think how much you spent actually making that build. A decent hotel will cost you at least $100,000 to make, and it's almost impossible to make that money back. But yeah, guys, I hope you found these tips helpful, and I really do hope that you can all work now and just become rich really quickly. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!